The rise and fall of this. That sounds interesting, actually. Is Disney dead? Is Disney dead? Is it Super Smash Bros? Nah, that shit's crack. That shit's crack.
Hi, I'm Raven from That's So Raven. Hey, I'm Hillary Duff from Lizzie McGuire.
Yo, what's up? I'm Orlando Brown from That's So Raven.
Penny from the Proud Family.
Hey, what's up? I'm Miley Cyrus from Hannah Montana.
I'm Dove Cameron from Descendants.
And you're watching.
You're watching
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel.
This seems cursed.
You're watching Disney Channel.
Disney Channel.
Disney Channel. Disney Channel. Hello.
That was Kim Possible? Austin.
I quite like that.
I quite like that.
Oh, Disney Channel, the channel that raised me, the channel that birthed me, the channel that I spent most of my childhood watching, the channel that okay. I didn't know how I was gonna start this video, so I just came up with that random line. For several decades, Disney Channel has been entertaining children all over the world with their iconic original movies, cartoons, and TV shows. Disney Channel is also known for launching the careers of several child stars over the years who have gone on to have pretty successful careers as actors and pop stars. So many children had dreams of starring in their own Disney Channel show and even having their own Wand ID during the commercial breaks. I know I did. Hey, I'm Phil from Feeling So Good, and you are watching my YouTube channel. I recently saw a post saying that Disney Channel was celebrating its 40th anniversary, and it felt like nobody really talked about it. There were
40?
no tribute specials, no documentary, no cast reunions, no behind the scenes
40?
footage, nothing. Just a few Instagram and YouTube posts. To me, the 40th anniversary kind of came and went and was
My
swept
parents
under
are
the
older
rug,
than
which is
the
so
Disney
bizarre to
Channel?
me because this is the Disney Channel we're talking about here.
He just said the Disney
Dominating work
Channel.
for children entertainment has seemed to fade away into obscurity over the years, and this really had me thinking about how many people claim that Disney Channel is officially dead. And I don't think it's officially dead yet, but there does seem to be an obvious decline in quality and overall popularity based
that
on
Phil
the
of the
era you
Future?
grew up in. Every
What show
era
is
of
that?
Disney Channel is basically when they update the logo every couple of years. And for this video, we'll be looking back at the history of Disney Channel from its early beginnings to its current state to see if it's actually dead or if we've just grown up.
Crack.
So on April
DuckTales.
18th, 1983, the Disney
Oh,
Channel
we went
was
way
launched
back.
as a premium channel for basic cable users. It originally showcased programming for American families who had cable television at the time and only broadcasted for 16 hours a day. The channel premiered with its first show called Good Morning Mickey, which was basically a collection of Mickey and Friends themed shorts. In October of that year, Disney had released its first made-for-TV film called The Tiger Town, basically the first DCOM before they were called DCOMs. And by the end of the year, the Disney Channel was available to all 50 states and had a total of 61,000 subscribers and had reached around 1.75 million subscribers in January of 1985. Throughout the rest of the 80s, we would see many shows and cartoons
Oh, shit. What does he mean by subscribers?
first made-for-TV film called The Tiger Town, basically the first DCOM before they were
He's
called
talking about
DCOMs. By the
TV. A TV channel at that.
in January of 1985. Throughout the rest of the 80s, we would see many shows and cartoons start popping up, including Dumbo's Circus, Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, The New
Crack.
Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, and DuckTales, which was a classic
Crack.
and honestly one of the best shows to come from Disney Channel. Although this era was short-lived, it helped lay the foundation for what was to come in the following decades.
The
The
Forgotten
90s
Era.
was a weird time for the channel. In the era of baggy clothes, bright colors, and innovation, it was clear that the 90s decade was a major turning point for pop culture.
Crack.
It was honestly hard for the Disney Channel to keep
Crack.
up at this time, with the constant change of interest and trends amongst younger viewers. Many people at this time saw the Disney Channel as a channel just for little kids and toddlers, lacking any originality or edge to set them apart from the other kid networks at the time. This era was mostly known for the infamous Mickey
DuckTales
Mouse
looks good.
commercial breaks, as well as many other shows like The Adventures in Wonderland and the new Mickey Mouse Club, which had a large roster of up-and-coming superstars including Kerry Russell, JC Chazes, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Ryan Gosling, and Christina Aguilera. They honestly felt like the OG Disney stars even though they were on the channel for 1 year. They had those kids singing for their life like rent was due.
But wow, what a moment.
Despite gaining more viewers over time, the channel just couldn't compete.
Nah, the
with what
forgotten
Disney
era
had to
for
offer
real.
for
What the
children
fuck?
entertainment. During this time, the Disney Renaissance was going on strong with their lineup of major animated
Never
film
seen
releases.
Pocahontas.
Video game culture was huge, MTV was all the rage, and we also saw the rise of two new competitors that completely
Yes,
drove the
sir.
children entertainment industry with Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon. Cartoon
Yes,
Network
sir.
shifted the industry with its focus on unique animated series and storytelling, while
The
Nickelodeon
goats.
quickly became the go-to channel for kids and teenagers. Nickelodeon was killing the game during the 90s with their wide variety of shows including game shows, cartoons, and live-action sitcoms. And people call this
The
the golden age
goats.
of Nickelodeon. I will definitely have to make a video on that later on, so stay tuned for that. As
It
more
is definitely ranked Cartoon Network. For Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, deadass could go fucking head to head for the #1 spot. But Disney's after. But they're all cracked. They're all cracked.
competition began to rise in the 90s, it was very clear that the Disney Channel had to do something fast before they would get wiped out from extinction.
I'll get you for this, Ashley Spinelli!
After seeing the success of Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network in the 90s, Disney Channel wanted to imitate their competition and went through several drastic changes. During this era, the Disney Channel would change their name, dropping the word "the" and becoming Disney Channel.
Oh, they were
Although
actually called the Disney Channel? Have I been missing that this entire video? Was there a "the" in this logo this entire time? There's no fucking
also went
chance.
through a noticeable change, adding Mickey Mouse on a TV with a blue screen background and Mickey ears. Disney Channel transitioned from a premium cable channel to a traditional cable channel during this time period, which helped broaden their reach to get more viewers. This era was also notable for broadening their age demographic with a focus on kids and preteens. In 1997, Disney Channel launched 3 new blocks to help them with their reach as part of their new rebrand. So we had Vault Disney, Zoog Disney, and Playhouse Disney. Vault Disney was a Sunday block that would be more suitable for older adults, while Playhouse Disney was aimed at more preschool age viewers. And the first show to be on Playhouse Disney was actually Bear in the Big Blue House, which I actually remember a lot from my childhood. And then Zoog Disney was for the older kids and had a very Y2K aesthetic, which looked
It's kind of interesting. I remember that Bear show, but I never watched it.
At the time. 1997 was the year when Disney Channel debuted their first official Disney Channel original movie, or DCOM for short, Under Wraps. And this movie did really well, being their first Disney Channel movie. As the 90s progressed, they continued with many more big DCOM premieres with Halloween Town, Smart House, and this movie did really well.
Do these kids find a mummy and then I might need to look into this movie. What? This seems like it'd be a funny react. Do they find a mummy and try to like... This reminds me of when Mordecai and Rigby found a caveman and they tried to civilize it. All right.
Being their first Disney Channel movie. As the 90s progressed, they continued with many more big DCOM premieres with Halloween Town, Smart House, Don't Look Under the Bed, Brink, The Color of Friendship, Johnny Tsunami, The 13th Year, Xenon, Girl of the 21st Century, and many more. Disney Channel was also starting to create their own original series around this time with shows like The Jersey, So Weird, Flash Forward, and The Famous Jet Jackson. They also played many reruns of some of the hottest 90s teen sitcoms at the time, including Sister Sister, Boy Meets World, and Smart Guy. Oh, and you can't forget Recess. That show was a timeless classic. And that's another video for another day. This new rebrand of Disney Channel really helped solidify themselves as a major force in children's entertainment, and was definitely the era that helped set them apart from their competitors. Thanks to this era, this would later become the Disney Channel we all know and love.
Do you carry a
As the 90s came to a close, it was very clear that Disney Channel had proven themselves as a mainstay for children entertainment. By the turn of the new millennium, Disney Channel was
Crack.
pumping out DComs and new original series left and right.
Crack.
Even Stevens,
Crack.
Lizzie McGuire,
Crack.
The Proud Family, and Kim Possible
Mm.
were all very successful shows
Crack.
at this time. This was also around the time when the website launched, and the focus was to have kids watch the shows as well as visit the website to play games and whatever else was available at the time. By shows as well as
I've been on this website. Oh my God, Cusco. Who are you people? Korean House, The Replacements. Who are you people? Zach and Cody. Is that Wizards of Waverly Place? Who are you people? Phineas and Ferb. Yeah, see, I didn't watch any of Oh, Twitch is fired. Jump in. All right. High School Musicals. I never watched a single one.
Games and whatever else was available at the time. By 2002,
That's from the
Disney
theme
Channel
song.
became available
Wow.
and whatever
I
else
remember
was
that from the
available
theme song of the Proud Family. She walks in and eats his whole steak.
at the time. By 2002, Disney Channel had become
think.
available to around 80 million cable-owned households nationwide. In March of 2002, the DCOM Cadet Kelly, which starred Hilary Duff and Kristen
remember that.
Romano, debuted with 7.8 million viewers, which
Damn.
was insane at the time. Cadet Kelly actually became the biggest DCOM premiere at the time, and I remember this movie being on TV all the time growing up. It felt like it was
Facts.
on every day, similar to how BET always plays Baby Boy reruns almost every day. The movie's
Facts.
success was mostly thanks to the two leads who were already on popular Disney Channel shows at the time, Even Stevens and Lizzie McGuire. Also in 2002, another DCOM, True Confessions, which starred Shia LaBeouf, another star from a popular Disney show, would see great success for the network. And this movie was also nominated for an Emmy. This formula would continue over the years and helped with the popularity of many future DCOMs, as it would make kids want to watch them seeing their favorite Disney Channel star playing a different character. This was also the era
What a
where
time.
the modern Disney star was becoming a thing. I like to say this was the real start of Disney Channel's peak in popularity. Disney Channel was pushing for their stars to have
What a
music careers
time.
as well as acting. They really wanted to profit off of their teen stars any way they could. Around this time, Disney Channel introduced the now iconic Wand ID bumpers, where a Disney star would say their name, what show or movie they're from, and end up saying, "You're watching Disney Channel." All while
Dang, so I probably saw the very first one of these.
Stars still do this with some variations, as it's become somewhat of a rite of passage for them and a cultural milestone for anybody who works for the company. 2003 was yet another pivotal year when they premiered their hottest new show, That's So Raven, starring Raven Simone. And this show was a game changer when it first aired and became one of their most popular shows overnight. I actually have a whole video on this show, so y'all should definitely check that out. That's So Raven was a live-action comedy about a girl who had psychic abilities that always got her friends, and her family in the craziest situations. This show was definitely ahead of its time, as it
I had a theory, and I don't remember the show too much, but I always had a theory where her vision, it wasn't something that was just going to happen. It was always the result of her trying to prevent the vision. Does that make sense? Like, she would always see, because sometimes, I don't remember if she would ever actually prevent what she saw, but there were times where the thing she saw would still play out exactly the same, as if they was already showing her the result of her trying to prevent. All right. Let me
the first Disney Channel original sitcom that used a laugh track. This would change the trajectory of the network and set the tone for the types of shows they would produce over the years. That's So Raven was also the first Disney Channel sitcom to produce 4 seasons, 100 episodes, a spin-off, and had a predominantly black cast, which is just so iconic. Throughout the rest of this era, we would see more successful shows, cartoons, and DComs dominate the 2000s, including the Cheetah Girls 1 and 2, Phil of the Future, Twitches, Lilo and Stitch the series, the Even Stevens movie, The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, and Hannah Montana, which we'll talk about later in this video.
Dang, that
The
is
biggest
true.
thing
Disney
that happened
Channel,
during this
and I wonder if it's because of that. So Raven, it was a channel where I never had that feeling like, where are all the black people? Like, I never felt that way, really. Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon now? Sheesh. Forget about it. Nickelodeon was valid though, with all that and whatnot.
And of the channel was the
Maybe it was just a
premiere
Cartoon
High School
Network thing.
Musical in January of 2006. High School Musical
It's
was a massive
definitely not like that anymore though. Holy inclusivity.
success and became a global phenomenon overnight, pulling in 7.7 million viewers, which is just
Damn.
insane. It's the most iconic and popular DCOM ever. I don't think it's the best DCOM to ever exist, but it's definitely the most iconic. The songs were catchy.
It's only been 30
memorable,
minutes?
The merchandise was everywhere, and the story just motivated so many children to step out of their comfort
Yes,
zone
they-
and try something different, aka musical theater. You couldn't deny High School Musical's impact on pop culture back then. It was just everywhere. Even the soundtrack became the highest selling album of 2006, which is crazy.
Never
Which is
watched
just
it.
crazy
That's
because
insane,
that was
though.
the year that you had big name artists like Beyonce, Justin Timberlake, and Fergie all dropping some of their hottest albums that year. This era of
That's
Disney
nuts.
Channel was great and literally the start of something new. Get it? The start of something new, like in the movie, like
No, I don't get it.
School, how they sing.
Stop it. Get some help.
Okay, we're just
I don't
gonna
get
move
it.
on to the next era.
I'm the man who had the cheese. I'm the man who had the jerky.
By this point in time, Disney Channel had reached its peak in ratings, viewership, and overall popularity. This was the era where some of the biggest Disney stars really made a name for themselves and stood out amongst any other era of Disney stars. You had people like Miley Cyrus, Zac Efron, Ashley Tisdale, Selena Gomez, Vanessa Hudgens, Corbin Bleu, Demi Lovato, Kyle Massey, the Sprouse Twins, and the Jonas Brothers really dominate this era of Disney Channel. This was the era where Disney started to shift their focus on more musical content than before after the success of High School Musical.
That
One of
stance
their
is
biggest
insane.
shows during this time was Hannah Montana, which starred Miley Cyrus. Hannah Montana was massively popular, becoming the biggest show ever on Disney Channel. It was about a girl who was living a double life as a regular teenager and a pop star. Each season produced top-selling soundtracks, sold-out tours, a theatrical film, and a whole lot of merchandise. Like seriously, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing some kind of Hannah Montana merchandise, whether it be backpacks, dolls, toys, the CDs, toothbrushes, cameras, you name it. Hannah Montana fever literally took over the nation back then. You just had to be there. In 2007, High School
What
Musical
are all
2
these
was
people?
released and became the most watched event in Disney Channel's history, with a record-breaking 17.2 million viewers on its premiere night, which was just insane. You were lucky if you were one of those kids that watched it during its premiere night. I was actually one of those kids that watched it during premiere night. You just had to be there. And this was
All right.
unheard
13 minutes. I tried. Oh my god, I was losing focus. Oh my god.